My name is Jennifer Spade. If you don't know me, I'm the director here at the Brook Community Library. I've been here for 16 years, and I'm also the children's librarian, so this morning I had story time in my new room over there, which was quite fun. So I'm here to welcome you here on this beautiful day, this exciting day, and I want to take a moment to introduce our Board of Trustees. So if you're here and you want to give a little wave. So I have Rocky Avento. I think everybody knows Rocky. We have Pachi Banks Cabral. And next to her, her husband Sergio Cabral, who is our new president. We have Colleen Bart, which is right there. We have Karen Gorgonzola. Oh, she was the one that greeted you. Nancy Johnson. Where's Nancy? She might be out there too. Allie Lizzie, Stacy Pop Young, and Dawn Schaefer. Hey, Dawn. That is my wonderful board that made everything happen here, and they were the best people to have on the team to make this happen. Here comes Allie. I want to take a moment to introduce my staff. I don't know if any of them are in the room right now, but my staff consists of Faye Bayless, Nancy Connor, Jackie Slater, Therese Mocklin, John Spade, and Jody Johnson. And they have all been wonderful through this whole process and couldn't ask for a better team. So, and I want to thank my husband, because he has to put up with all the weird stuff. That he'll be like, you're going where and when, and we're picking up what, and yeah, he's been awesome. So everything that we want to say thank you about in this room, in this building, and in this community started with Senator Katie Muth, who we were at the Barbecue and Brew like 3 years ago, sitting next to each other, talking, and she's like, what can I do for you? And I said, we need space, we need money. And she's like, hey, I have some. And I said, time out, let me go find a board member. So I literally went and found Rocky, and I went and found Pachi, and I said, you need to talk to Katie. And like from that conversation, we ended up here. So I'm happy to have her today and introduce her, Senator Katie Muth.
Good afternoon, everyone. I feel like I've been waiting for this day forever. And when you soft reopened and my team came to do our office hours here that we do every month, I'm like, is the library open now? Like I didn't, and she's like, this is the first time back. So this is the first time I've been here since all the renovations have been complete, and it's wonderful. And the library before was wonderful because of the people that worked in it and the people that kept it going. And now you have so much more space to grow and do new programming and to continue that. My favorite part about this group of people is that they just exude warmth and welcoming, and it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from or what they are, just good humans. And it's one of my favorite parts of this job is to be able to use, it's not Katie Muth's money, it's your tax dollars that that funded this, and it's the best use of tax dollars when you can put them directly back into a community and create a space that everyone benefits from. And so it was an honor to be able to help with this project, and just want to say thank you to Jennifer and the whole board, Rocky, everyone. You've moved mountains. You've made magic, out of a pile of dust when you had no money before you made such a great place to be, and now there's just more space for you to do all those great things. So keep doing the work that you're doing, because this community, you guys are the keystone of it. You're the integral part that brings everybody together. I also want to say, I'm not sure if they're all here yet, but thank you to State Representative Dan Williams and Chester County Commissioner Mary Moskowitz, and as I mentioned, the Honeybrook Library Board President and the Honeybrook Township Supervisors in the borough. Everyone, there was a lot of people helping with this project, not just me, so I want to be clear that there were dollars given to help make sure that this came across the finish line. I texted my husband and I sent him a picture of the grass, and I said we might have to come back out here and help with the grass. Don't worry, he is a grass guru, as we've learned to grow it in clay soil. But that's on my to-do list. But I also want to talk about how the fundraising efforts was how I really got to know this group right after I was elected in 2018 in a race that no one thought I'd ever win. And to be clear, I knocked many of your doors out here in the very difficult areas to knock of Senate District 44, and got to know many of you, but I came to that fundraiser just because I saw it on social media and I didn't know anyone. And the vibe instantly walking in was like what it was where I grew up in Westmoreland County in Western Pennsylvania, and it was just welcoming, and no one knew us, my husband and I, but everyone was so kind. And that was our first Beef and Brew barbecue fundraiser, and I missed one because I was hosting a policy hearing, but my husband still went. But it's one of the best events, but it does show you that the community comes together and gives what they can to try to help the cause, which is so important now because there's all sorts of things going on in this world, and it's just great to have one piece of stability where you know you can go and things are safe and then you feel welcome. And I also want to talk about how this program also morphed into us. There was a lot of federal money after COVID, and that's how this project was able to be funded, at least my portion, through our Senate office. And also we did a big campaign for decodable books to be put in all of the Chester County libraries in Senate District 44 and in the school district libraries, which if you don't know what decodable books are, they really help every kid learn how to read, especially kids maybe that have coding issues or dyslexia, but they're colorful and they're bright. And I want to thank Joe from Chester County Library for helping us facilitate that, because it was a big lift. I had no idea how big of a deal it was to get a whole thing of books put in all the libraries, and then the librarians were great because we trained them all on how to recommend these books to families and kids, especially in summer break. So now what's in the classroom when they go to school is in the libraries across Senate District 44 to make sure every kid knows how to read, because if you don't know how to read, you can't participate in society. And I'm honored that the librarians that are in Senate District 44 and certainly beyond have made that commitment to helping kids not just pick out books and be a part of programs, but also make sure the books they're picking help them learn those literacy skills. And what else do I have to say? Thank you. Just thank you to everyone for all of your hard work. I know that it's hard to start something and build it and make sure there's no glitches. Any project has hiccups, driveway, right-of-ways, whatever we had to deal with throughout this project, we made it work. We went through the logistical hurdles, and it came together, and I am so excited to see the rest of the building because I haven't seen it yet, and just grateful that you're in my Senate district and honored to represent you all in the Senate. So I'm introducing, okay, never mind, I'm overstepping my bounds. Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Before I introduce the next person, I forgot to say thank you to two of my favorite people who are sitting right here. Look, I got all teared up. We have a friends group here at the library, and they are the most wonderful people, and Mary Ann Fritzke is our eternal president. I've been here 16 years, and she's been the president, and Priscilla Moore, I think you've been vice president that long, and they also, and Karen's here, Karen Taylor, who are representing our friends group, and they just are wonderful people. So I wanted to recognize them. So thank you for being here. And you almost made me cry. The next person I'd like to introduce is State Representative Dan Williams.
Good afternoon. I really don't know that there's anything harder than doing 90 miles an hour to get here. Sitting for about 2 minutes and then having to speak right after Senator Brook. I confess to you that I'm still on the turnpike, and admittedly still happy to be with you today. I think today is a real celebration of the culmination of a lot of hard work that has gone on into making today a reality, and I could not be happier to be a part of this event. I am honored to serve you as a member of the state legislature. Brook has been new in terms of the redistricting and becoming a part of the 74th. But I've actually enjoyed the opportunity to meet, greet, knock some doors, and build relationships with all of you. And so, once again, today, the honor really is mine. Let me say to you, in a way that I think will truncate my remarks, that I believe reading really is fundamental, but not just fundamental, I think it's formidable. And so when we're able to build spaces like this, what we remind ourselves of is the value that reading has in the lives not just of those of you gathered here, but many of the people who have yet to occupy this space. This is not just a space where reading takes place, it's a place where community will be established, where relationships will be built. And while reading is fundamental, it's also formidable. I will tell you that in my own life, I am the person who has benefited the most from books, from reading. And in today's climate, when there is the attempt to erase history, the reality of reading books, of having diverse educators and mentors is important. Because at least in my own tradition, much of how I see myself has been shaped by reading and access to perspectives and authors of diverse and unique postures. And so what I am today is not just a combination of an individual voracious reading appetite, but the work of others who have poured into my forming sense of who I am, who I can be, where I can go, and what I do. And so in these spaces, it won't just be reading that's cultivated. It will be relationships that are cultivated, diverse relationships. In this space, it won't just be reading that takes place. There'll be all kinds of expectations and perspectives that are reformed, reimagined for the people who take up the space here. And so I want to applaud you for what you're doing, not only in this present moment. I want to applaud you for what you're doing to help reimagine and reshape the future. Some of generations who are not here right now, but who will occupy this space in the months and the years to come. And so you to be applauded for your efforts. Know that you are not just an honor today, but you're honoring generations to come. And I could not be happier to help cut the ribbon on a day like today. So God bless you all. Thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan. The next person that we have to speak today is County Commissioner Marian Moskowitz.
Good morning, everyone. It is so great to be with you. When I walked in, it just reminded me of where I grew up. I grew up in Philadelphia, very poor area, Kensington, and my mom used to make sure that my sisters and I went to the library once a week to get our books out. And when I walked in, it just reminded me that small area that's so welcoming. So the design is amazing. It just brings back a lot of great memories. That's where I learned my love of travel. I picked out a book one time about Hawaii, and it's still in the United States, but boy, I thought that's so different, and I always wanted to go, and I finally had the chance, and now I love to travel around the world. And it's those experiences that you get in the library that shape us forever. I remember I pulled out a book for my son, and it's called I Love You Forever, when he was little, one of my favorite books. And those are just things that stay with you, right, your whole life through. So I'm very happy to be here. I know Joe from the library system is always excited to share these new libraries with us, and I'm grateful that we have an amazing state senator and state representative who fight for library funds all the time. It is so important. It's a time when some of these budgetary issues are being pulled, and they look at libraries to pull funding, to pull books, and we just can't have that. And so I really appreciate everything you do, the volunteers, the employees here, to make this community a community of love and welcoming and learning. So thank you for having me.
Thank you to Marian for joining us today. Next, we have one of our Honeybrook Township supervisors, Sal DiGiacomo.
Last three speeches were pretty good speeches. I don't know how much I can do better than that, but I will say this. I will say this. This one's from the heart. I'll start out with Rocky. I have great appreciation. You came out to our supervisor meetings, Board of Supervisors meetings, and gave us play-by-plays with excitement and passion, banging on the walls for money, but banging with excitement. So really, really appreciated that, because that meant a lot, I know, to the Board of Supervisors, to our manager, to our staff, to everybody within the township. So I thought that was awesome. Good afternoon. Thank you for inviting the township out to this special event. On behalf of Honeybrook Township, I would like to congratulate and thank our representatives, library board, staff, volunteers, and contributors for making this challenging and exciting project come to fruition. We as a community will benefit for years to come and are excited for what you brought to this township. Thank you.
Thank you, Sal. And to close out our remarks, we have Rocky Avento, who was our board member and president through this whole thing. And I joke that I wrote him a little love letter and stuck it in his book one day and said, would you like to be on our board? Because I felt like he was the person who could lead us to this point, and he did. So thank you, Rocky.
Thanks. I have some prepared remarks here, but you know, I'm thinking back to that movie, Rocky movie, the last one, where he, the underdog, goes 12 rounds with Apollo, the world champion at that time, and beats him. And he says at the end, he says, "Yo, Adrian, we did it," and we did it here. It was a tremendous accomplishment, and I have some brief comments, and really talk about the organization of the team that did it. It wasn't just me, it was a really strong team. I've been in the Air Force for 20 years as a senior officer, and I had a lot of great teams that I led. But I got to tell you, this team of trustees and the library staff and friends are second to none, are way up there in their commitment to make this thing happen. One May, we were out with shovels in front of this building, right here. And now, 1 year later, we made it happen. So I'd like to briefly thank this team, which really consists of the funders, the organization structures, and the builders. The funders, Senator Muth, my gosh, I hope we've done you proud with that money you gave us. From Senator Muth to the township and borough, the generosity to help there. And then finally, it was the community that stepped up, the faces that I'm seeing around the room right now, who provided the difference in funding. And if you go out to our legacy tree as an example, a manifestation of that example of the people who have provided funds for our capital campaign. And we really appreciate that and came through for us. What a team that was from the funding side. And we're still doing it. We're still working on various areas in our capital campaign to make it happen. The next list, of course, is the library staff and the volunteers. The library staff, I cannot talk about that fabulous staff with their leader as our librarian, Jen Spade. She really worked outside of her job jar. She did everything. She was not just a librarian, she was a project manager with you, and she did a lot of things, and I really appreciated that very much. And the township and borough, thank you very much for your generosity. That helped us immeasurably. And Sal's right, I used to go to the meetings. What can you give me, funds and stuff, and appreciate it. So, yeah, it was fun doing that. That was neat to do. So I think Patchy let a little note here, and I really believe that. The community has proven that just like our library, we are small but mighty. And that's very true. We're small but mighty. And it made it happen, and it was mighty tough going, but we made it happen. And also, I want to thank the efforts of the past and present Board of Trustees. We truly were standing on the shoulders of titans when we did this project. There were a lot of work done before we got here, a lot of starts and stops of wanting to expand this facility until we got enough momentum to make that happen. But it took a lot of people from the past board and the current board to make that happen. And it was a great bunch of people, and I'm going to miss them very, very much. And finally, I'd like a moment to briefly recognize our outstanding contractors. They were outstanding. And I would like to take a moment to recognize them at this time. Our architects, Fedetz and Martin, I think I saw you, Kip. Did I see you? And Ben, I'm over here. Thank you very much for your efforts. Our engineering, McCarthy Engineering, I don't know if they're here. Thank you very much. You guys did a fabulous job in your engineering domain space. LA Builders, our general contractors, cannot speak enough about Jim Lombardi and Tim Keegan's efforts here to make what you see today looking great, and we appreciate that. Spectra, our electrical contractors, are they here? Spectra's not here. There are electrical contractors. Bob Martin was the on-site superintendent. He was here constantly putting these lights in and doing a great job and doing it correctly. Vision Mechanical, is Vision here? There were our plumbers. Moxie Mechanical, Jim Gaffney, are you here? And our network wiring, John Massimini. Now I know he's here. John did the computer wiring job, thank you, John. And Future Illumination Technologies, that's Ethan Vasco. Ethan, are you here? Thank you very much, Ethan. Finally, as we cut our ribbon, let's look forward to the HBL's future with excitement and optimism. Together, let's build a space where imagination knows no bounds, where curiosity is celebrated, and where the pursuit of knowledge transforms lives. And that's going to happen here, thanks to the efforts of that team. It was a great experience to go through. Thank you very much.
We're gonna cut it. Here we go.